Karoline Leavitt, Trump's press secretary, went full mask off in a Fox News segment where she was asked about workforce issues. We have real issues to solve, and many ideas, by the way, for how to solve them with regard to America's workforce. And once it gets a little difficult, once the questions get a little bit substantive for Karoline Leavitt, she implodes. Here's what she had to say about electricians and plumbers and LGBTQ graduate majors from Harvard, which, by the way, I don't know what that is. I don't know what an LGBTQ major is. Take a look at this.
And the president is more interested in giving that taxpayer money to trade schools, in programs, in state schools, where they are promoting American values, but most importantly, educating the next generation based on skills that we need in our economy and our society. Apprenticeships, electricians, plumbers. We need more of those in our country and less LGBTQ graduate majors from Harvard University. And that's what this administration's position is. And we also are not going to tolerate the illegal, criminal, anti-Semitic behavior that we saw take place at Harvard and many other college campuses across the country.
So let's break this down. There is no such thing as an LGBTQ major. She made that up. She gets paid nearly $200,000 a year to do what you just saw, to lie in the White House press briefing room and to lie on Fox News and to lie everywhere that she's interviewed. And she gets paid nearly $200,000 a year for the word salads that sound like they were written by Cat Turd on Twitter. And somehow, this is supposed to be the professional face of the Trump administration. When they run out of real arguments, they just fall back on culture war nonsense. Now, let's have a real conversation about the workforce issues we have in this country. She could have talked about wages. She could have talked about training. She could have talked about labor shortages. She could have talked about, and this is a big one, we have 500,000 open manufacturing jobs in the US right now. People don't want them, either because they don't like the work, or they don't like the salary, or they don't like the salary for what the work is. That's a real issue. So when Trump goes, we're going to bring manufacturing back, we have 500,000 manufacturing jobs now that we can't fill. But when she's asked about these issues, all she does is attack people that don't exist, LGBTQ graduate majors, and she doesn't do the subject justice. Now, if you really want more electricians and plumbers, fund vocational programs, expand apprenticeships, make trade education more affordable, make it accessible in every community, in rural and urban areas, in red states and blue states. Pay more money to workers in those jobs. People don't avoid those jobs because they are woke jobs or they have become woke jobs. People avoid jobs because the pay sometimes doesn't match the physical toll, and that's the case with a lot of these labor jobs. Guarantee fair wages and benefits. Guarantee that working conditions will be safe. They're doing the opposite. They're cutting regulations. They're making it okay for work conditions to be more dangerous. So instead of the instinct being, oh, let's mock people that go to college, let's offer real options to workers who want to transition careers, especially with AI and automation disrupting entire sectors. So the real issue here is not college versus trade. It's not plumber versus LGBTQ major, which doesn't even exist. We're trying to build a country where both are respected, accessible, and lead to a dignified life. No matter which approach you take, you shouldn't have to borrow to meet an unexpected expense of a few $100. You shouldn't have to choose between a medication copay and food for your family. And tons of people are in that position. So yes, Karoline Leavitt is a cartoon. Yes, she's a disgusting, unempathetic troll who earns almost $200,000 a year in taxpayer money while regurgitating this drivel and pablum. But we actually have a bunch of stuff we could work on here and we could improve. So yeah, it's depressing. But you know what? In a year and a half, we get to vote again. And then we get to vote again in 2028. And if we're all still here, and I'm going to talk about that after the break, hopefully we can make things a little bit better. All right, so we all know Alexa listens to us, recommends products based on our conversations. Meta retargets us based on our browsing and engagement history. Have you wondered what ChatGPT and Claude are up to with your conversations? We feed so much of our information to these AI chatbots, thoughts, dreams, sensitive questions, business ideas. They take the information, tie it to your identity, and they can sell that to third parties and governments. ChatGPT has the former director of the NSA on their board right now. That doesn't feel awesome. It took us a long time to truly understand what social media companies were doing with our data. We don't have to make the same mistake with AI. And that's why I've started using Venice AI, a generative AI platform that is private and permissionless. They don't spy on you. Venice AI won't censor the AI. They have a safe mode, which you can turn off for both text and image generation. Messages are encrypted. Your conversation history is only stored on your browser. I love the Pro plan because I get upgraded features like uploading files, unlimited text prompts. Check it out. If you want to use AI without censorship or fear of handing over your most intimate thoughts to a corporation or the government, go to venice.ai/Pacman and use code Pacman to get 20% off their Pro plan. The link is in the description.